Now, whether or not you consider yourself a list person, there is a certain type of list that can help you save a ton of time and also help you not rely on memory. So stay tuned to find out what it is.
Welcome to the Do More, Stress Less podcast. I'm your host, Alexis Hasselberger, a time management and productivity coach. In every episode, I give you actionable, practical tips to help you learn to use your time in a way that feels good to you every day. No more hustling, scrambling, or struggling to keep your head above water. So let's dive in, and soon enough, you'll be doing more and stressing less. Today, I want to go deep on something that I really love and that I think is going to save you a whole lot of time, a whole lot of stress, and help you to not rely on your memory. So, we are going to do a deep dive into opportunistic lists. Now, if you've been around me at all, you've probably heard me talk about task systems, maybe ad nauseum. However, opportunistic lists are a wholly different thing. And while they can and should live inside your task system, they're different because they don't have two key elements. They don't have next actions, they don't need them, and they don't have next action dates. They're not tasks, they're task adjacent. So, what the heck is an opportunistic list and why should you use them? So, it's a list of the things that you only need to access opportunistically and they can save you so much time. And I know you love that. So let me give you some examples that are pulled directly from my own system. So, first, your grocery list. Now, you probably already have this one. Your grocery list is the most iconic example of an opportunistic list. When you're at the grocery store, you'll pick up the things on the list, but each item is not a task in and of itself. When you keep an ongoing grocery list, preferably in your task app, your task list, it's always available. So when you happen to pass the grocery store, you can pick up the things you need opportunistically without having to store all of that stuff inside your head. Now, a pro tip here is that I like to tag the items on my grocery list with where I usually buy that thing. That way, if I stop by Trader Joe's, for instance, it's really easy to filter just the stuff that I usually buy at Trader Joe's, and I don't need to see all the stuff that I usually buy at Costco, etc. Now, here's another one: gift ideas. Now, do you ever see something in a store or online and you think, that would be a fantastic gift for my mom? But it's 6 months away from the gift giving holiday of your choice, and her birthday was last month, so it's not like I need to give her a gift anytime soon. And you know that without a doubt, there is no way that you'll remember this thing when the right time rolls around. Then you can go ahead and add that idea to your gift ideas list and tag it with mom. And keep doing this whenever you think of a great gift or see a great gift for someone you know. Then, when it is time to buy that person a gift, you have already got a pre curated list of ideas ready to go. And yes, I know you could just buy the thing immediately when you see it or when you think of it, but then you'd have to store it in your house for who knows how long. And you might risk forgetting that you bought it in the first place. Oh, wait, maybe that's just me. Now, the next one is around your to read list. My to read list is 377 items long. Not 37, but 377. Yes, you heard that right. Now, I read a lot. I read between 50 and 75 books a year usually. But even at that pace, I can't keep up with the rate at which I hear about books that I want to read. So whenever I read a book review or I get a recommendation from a friend, I add it to the list. And then when I'm ready to read a new book, I always have something ready to go. Now, as a pro tip, you can put several of these books from your book list on hold on your Libby app or at your local library or in your Amazon wish list or, whatever it is. And then you always have a new book waiting in the wings for you directly from your pre curated list. Now, the next one is on the same vein, and this is around things you want to watch, your to watch list. How many of us spend so much time just scrolling through Netflix trying to find something to watch, right? We don't want to do that anymore. That's a waste of time. We don't feel good when we do that, right? So a to watch list can help. Now, is it just me or is TV getting better and better and better, right? Gone are the days of the 90s camera sitcom. And now we've got like so much good stuff, right? And movies, there are so many movies. Now, I love TV and movies, but I can't spend all my time watching. And moreover, I don't really want to. I love them, but I can't do it all the time. But you know what I hate? I hate that 30 minutes spent scrolling looking for something to watch. So when I hear about something that sounds good, I just add it to the list. And then when I'm ready for something new, I can check that list and I don't have to waste all that time scrolling. Now, what about to listen to, right? Now, I have to admit that for me, this is actually my shortest opportunistic list. I still mostly just listen to the music that I loved in high school and college, but I aspire to listen to new music. So when I hear about something that sounds interesting, I add it to the list. And then I will go into, Amazon Echo, tell it to play it for me. If I really like it, it goes on the regular rotation, right? Now, can I also just use this as an opportunity to try to make this list a little longer? Can I get your help here? Have you found any new great music recently that you think I should listen to? I want to add to this list. Now, as a point of reference, I'm sort of stuck in the kind of 90s, 2000s era hip hop, new wave, grunge. That's the stuff on my regular rotation. Oh, and Maggie Rogers, lots of Maggie Rogers. But I digress. Now, another type of list is restaurants to try, right? I love food. I love trying new restaurants. And so when I read about one that gets good reviews or I get a recommendation from a friend, it goes on the list. And these get tagged with their location, maybe even with who recommended it. I like to have a list of places to try already on deck when I'm headed back to a city that I go to frequently, like when I'm visiting my parents or something like that. And it's also really nice to have new options for my Friday night date night. So if you have a regular date night or a regular friend group that goes to meet up, this is a great option, having a list of restaurants to try. Now, what about places to travel? Right? I love travel. I can't travel as much as I want to, certainly. And I've got a wish list of places I'd love to go, but I haven't been to yet. And this gives me inspiration for planning vacations. Oh, who am I kidding? I don't actually do the vacation planning. My husband does take care of those details. And I'm so glad that he does because I hate travel planning, even though I love to travel. But we've shared this list so he can use it. Now, recipes to try. This is another one that's a little bit short for me because I don't really cook from recipes very often. I love to read recipes, I love to read cookbooks, but I rarely cook from them. I usually just cook from what I've gotten according to how I feel. But sometimes I read a recipe and I think, ooh, that looks good. Or I bet my family would like that. And so then I put it on a list, then I read it, and I start cooking loosely in the spirit of that recipe. But if you are a recipe person, then this is a great place to put things you want to try. If you can take it even a step farther, and if you like these recipes, you could add it to a different list, which is, your tried and true recipes list, right? So that you can get rid of things that didn't work for you and your family and add things that did. So, what am I missing here? Are there other opportunistic lists that I should be tracking? Are there other opportunistic lists that you use? Are you inspired to start using your own opportunistic lists if you're not doing it already? Let me know. And that's a wrap on today's episode of the Do More, Stress Less podcast. If you found today's episode helpful, please share it with somebody who could use a little less stress in their life. And make sure you subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you're excited to take action or you need a little extra support, check out the free resources available on my website or schedule a free consultation call with me. You can do both of these at alexishasselberger.com. See you next time.